कैसे हैं आप सभी? आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे और खूब मन लगाकर पढ़ाई कर रहे होंगे। तो बच्चों, देर किस बात की, क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज ज्योग्राफी। सेल्फ सर्वे। लुक एट द फॉलोइंग पिक्चर्स. Which of these resources has been created by human hands? How are these resources helpful to us? Let's begin. In the process of evolution and development, humans have discovered a great variety of resources in nature and created many others with the help of different technologies. In this chapter, we will study the major types of resources, how useful and valuable they are in making human lives comfortable, and why it is important to conserve these resources. बच्चों, इवोल्यूशन और डेवलपमेंट के प्रोसेस ने ह्यूमंस ने काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें वैरायटी में रिसोर्सेज को डेवलप किया है, जिसमें नेचर से क्रिएटेड किया है, कई सारी डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज़ को क्रिएट किया है। तो चलिए इस चैप्टर में हम इसी के बारे में जानते हैं कि कैसे ह्यूमन ने अपनी लाइफ को कंफर्टेबल बना दिया है और ये जो रिसोर्सेज है वो हमारी लाइफ के लिए क्यों इम्पॉर्टेंट है। रिसोर्सेज. Any object that is useful in making the lives of human beings comfortable is a resource. Whatever we eat, use, or even see around us is a resource, as or has been created from some types of resources. A resource must satisfy a need, should be developed and used, should be accessible to humans, should have some value economic or social, and many contribute to an increase in wealth, should be cheap. That is, developing the resource should not cost too much, should suit the requirements of new technology and the level of development. Classification of resources. In general, resources are categorized into three broad types: natural, man-made, and human. Natural resources can be further classified into multiple ways as shown in the table on the next page. Natural resources. Natural, occurring materials that support life such as water, air and sunlight, or resources that satisfy a human want such as food, raw materials and minerals. Fuels are natural resources. Classification of natural resources. Natural resources can be further classified on the basis of their origin, stage or development or renewability. These criteria, along with the classification of natural resources based on each of these, are discussed below. यहाँ पर दिए गए हैं, जैसे है biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of their origin, natural resources can be classified into biotic and abiotic resources. Biotic resources are all biological or living beings such as plants, animals, insects, etc. Abiotic resources include all physical or non-living things such as land, minerals, soil, water, and climate. Actual and potential resources. On the basis of their stage of development, natural resources can also be divided into actual or potential resources. Resources whose quantity and quality are known to us are known as actual resources. Oil reserves, hydroelectric or tidal power, deposits of iron ore, etc. are examples of actual resources. Potential resources, on the other hand, are those resources that are known to exist but have not been used as yet. Waterfalls, wind and solar energy are potential resources. Windmills spread along the Indian coastline have potential for greater development. Biofuel as an alternative fuel is another potential resource. Renewable and non-renewable resources. On the basis of their renewability, natural resources can be categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Soil, water and forests that can be renewed or replenished quickly are called renewable resources. On the other hand, resources like iron ore, gold, petroleum, coal, etc. that are depleted and cannot be developed quickly are known as non-renewable resources. These may take millions of years to form. Continuous resources. Based on their availability, natural resources can be continuous. Such resources are always available, do not rely on human action. Solar energy and tidal energy are examples of continuous resources. Ubiquitous and localized resources. Resources can be classified on the basis of their distribution. They can be ubiquitous or localized resources like the air we breathe, water we drink and sunlight that are found everywhere are ubiquitous, but the resources that are found only in certain places are localized like copper and iron ore. Distribution of natural resources. While natural resources are available widely, they are not available everywhere. Some resources might be abundantly available in certain parts of the world and not in other parts because of uneven distribution of natural resources. बच्चों, कुछ चीज़ें जो होती है वर्ल्ड के कुछ पार्ट में मिलती है लेकिन वर्ल्ड के कुछ पार्ट में नहीं मिलती नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज के अनइवन होने की वजह से. Reasons being the different landforms and climatic conditions the world over. Climatic conditions भी एक reason होता है. Also, the number of people living in an area, their dependence on the natural resources vary. Moreover, technology and money are required to convert naturally occurring raw materials into resources and then into human-made resources. The resources also change over time. Human resources. Human resources refer to the number as well as physical and mental abilities of the people. Only humans can make efficient use of resources through proper management and utilization. They also contribute to the development of various resources. Human resources use their knowledge, skill, and technology to convert natural resources into valuable products or other resources. It shows that human resources are the most significant resources on the earth. It is important to improve human skills so that they create more and more valuable products. Health and education help in making people a valuable resource. Improving the quality of human skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Man-made resources. Besides human resources, there are resources made or created by human beings. They play a vital role in the utilization and development of natural resources. Such resources include technical expertise, government structures, political and economic institutions, as well as the social and cultural setup. How do humans extract minerals or create equipment to use resources? It is technology that helps them to do so. It is worthwhile to remember that technology is a man-made resource. Humans conduct research to improve the quality of crops and goods they produce. Newer techniques are being developed at a fast pace that use less time and fewer resources without affecting the quality of goods. This is important for the conservation of resources for the future. Experiential learning, try this. बच्चों, यहाँ कुछ क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. अब आ जाते हैं डू यू नो, क्या आप जानते हैं अप्रोक्सीमेटली 17 बिलियन प्लास्टिक बैग्स आर गिवन अवे बाय सुपरमार्केट्स एवरी ईयर. These bags are generally used once and thrown away, ultimately polluting the environment. If people stopped using plastic bags, there would be enough plastic to tie around the earth 103 times. बच्चों, क्या आप जानते हैं कि लगभग 17 मिलियन प्लास्टिक बैग्स एवरी ईयर सुपरमार्केट से फेंके जाते हैं, जिनका इस्तेमाल लोग एक बार करते हैं और उन्हें फिर फेंक देते हैं. ये हमारे एनवायरनमेंट को पॉल्यूट कर रहा है, इसलिए हमें प्लास्टिक बैग्स का इस्तेमाल करना बंद करना पड़ेगा. कंजर्वेशन ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज. द इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट एंड एक्सेसिव use of natural resources can lead to their exhaustion and depletion. Human needs are ever growing and so is the use of resources. If we continue to use our resources blindly, we will create great problems for our future generations. It is therefore advisable to use our resources wisely and conserve them for our future. The conservation of natural resources refers to the careful management and control of resources so that they can be renewed and continue to be in use. Following steps should be taken to conserve the natural resources. Natural resources को conserve करने के लिए हम कुछ steps ले सकते हैं, जिनमें है maintain diversity of life, minimize damage to the natural environmental system, understand the interconnections between economy, society and environment, reduce consumption of resources, practice, reduce, recycle and reuse of various resources, maintain a fair distribution of resources and opportunity for the present as well as the future generations. Proper planning of resources is essential for the sustenance of all forms of life because sustenance is more or less linked with the sustainable development. Sustainable development refers to the careful utilization of resources without damaging our natural resources and keeping in mind the needs of our present and future generations. The main principles of sustainable development are as follows. Careful utilization of resources, conserve resources for the future generations, respect and care for all forms of life, improve the quality of human life, conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, minimize the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitudes and practice towards the environment, enable communities to care for their own environment. Concept map resources. सबसे पहले टाइप्स में आ जाते हैं. Natural, biotic, it includes living things. Abiotic, it includes non-living things. Actual, the quantity of resources are known. Potential, quantity of which is unknown. Renewable, that which can be renewed. Non-renewable, that which cannot be renewed. Ubiquitous, found everywhere. Localized, found in certain regions. Humans, most significant, resources that makes the use of other resources. Human made, made by humans to fulfill their equipments. अब है resources का दूसरा, conservation. Minimize the damage to natural environment, reduce consumption of resources, careful utilization of resources, improve the quality of human life, practice 3 rupees, reuse, reduce or recycle. Glossary. Conservation, the protection of all our natural resources, human resources, the people, minerals, naturally occurring material that has a refined chemical composition. Natural resources, resources that occur naturally without the help of humans. Raw material, basic commodity, natural or processed, transformed by manufacturing into another product. Resource, anything that has some value or use for humans. अब आते हैं एक्सरसाइज पर. Darken the correct circle in the OMR sheet. A resource should be accessible to option A, option B, option C, option D. बच्चों आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. बच्चों यहाँ पर फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स दिए गए हैं. सही जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो ब्लैंक पे आपको फिल करना है. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. राइट T फॉर ट्रू एंड F फॉर फॉल्स स्टेटमेंट्स. लैंड इज लोकलाइज्ड रिसोर्स. ट्रू, फॉल्स. आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. शॉर्ट आंसर टाइप क्वेश्चंस, इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. लॉन्ग आंसर टाइप क्वेश्चंस, बच्चों यहाँ पर कुछ क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा. एसर्शन रीजन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, बच्चों यहाँ पर कुछ एसर्शन रीजन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, इसकी प्रैक्टिस आप समझ के इसे अच्छे से पढ़ के खुद से कीजिएगा. एनहांसिंग स्किल्स, ब्रेन बॉगलर्स हॉट्स. Carbon footprint is the imprint of our activities on the planet Earth. Establish the relationship of footprints with global warming and its impact on the environment in the long run. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Project. Make a list of 10 resources that you find in your surroundings. Classify them into natural and man-made resources. Visit your surroundings, industrial areas having cotton industries with your teachers and see what kind of technological skills and knowledge are used on the raw materials to produce various types of clothes. Any similar area may also be taken up. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Activity. Prepare a chart showing the role of human resources in converting the natural resources into valuable products. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Skill development activities. Cross connect. Make a PowerPoint presentation displaying potential resources. Present it in the class in front of your teacher mentioning how these can influence our environment in the future. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Life skills. If you see the following, what will you response be? बच्चों इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. बच्चों आई होप आज की क्लास में हमने जो भी पढ़ा आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा. अब आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस करते रहिएगा.